GMC studio. It's time to visit with the one and only Brian Johnson, and I'll say you're the one and only because you're the only one at the Northern Indiana Community Foundation.
I am the only one that I'm aware of, at least, at the Northern Indiana Community Foundations.
Well, we'll ignore the fact that there's other Brian Johnsons. You're the one to go to.
I think it's summer out there. Sure felt like it walking down here.
So. Yeah, it says 76, but that real feel is 84. So
yes, I'd agree with the real feel. Well, considering the fact that it's summer, that means there's a lot of activities going on.
That there is.
Have a couple of reminders. We are accepting applications for the Fulton County Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship. Students have a little bit of time till the end of next week. The deadline to apply for that is September 2nd. That application is on our website, so if students are considering filling that out or have started and have not finished, please do so by September 2nd. There's some information that you'll need, of course, about academics, but also community involvement, some different pieces of information. There is an essay that applicants need to complete as well. So check that out ASAP if you have not started it. Something else is coming up, Fulton County Women's Giving Circle. This is the 11th year for this group. We are accepting video grant applications again this year. What we're asking organizations to do is create about a 3 to 5 minute video describing or showing your project. And then there is a budget page that applicants need to complete as well. And the deadline for that is next Monday, August 30th. So if you haven't done that, get on that.
Yes.
So, but that's a neat group, a group of women that help provide grants for community projects. Last year was their 10th anniversary, so they were able to grant out $10,000. This year I don't think they have quite that much, but still going to be a considerable amount. So I'd encourage organizations, those grants range from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. Encourage organizations to check that out and get those applications in. And then women who are members have paid dues. Half of their dues will go to make the grants this year, the other half will go to build an endowment fund. And it's been neat the last couple of years. That endowment fund has grown, is over $70,000 now, and we'll be providing almost $3,000 in support for community projects. So it's neat to see that grow. If there are women that are listening that would like to be part of that group, you can still join. Any members that join, new members that join by September 10th can vote on this year's grant recipients. And the way the process works is we have a committee of members that review and select the finalists, and then each of the members gets a chance to vote on their favorite project. So if you haven't been a part of that group and joined by September 10th, we'd love to have you this year to be able to vote. And then if you are a member and haven't renewed your dues, we'd encourage you to get those in by the end of this year. So it's $120 in dues for the year, and all women are welcome to join that. If you need a hard copy of the form to get back to us, you can give us a holler at the office, or you can check us out online, nicf.org, and there's a Women's Giving Circle page under Fulton County that has all the details about how to get signed up.
Sounds like a good deal.
Wanted to mention a few grants that we have made recently. One big thing that's happening this Saturday is going to be the Nickel Plate Music and Art Festival. We're able to help with a community support grant of $3,000 to help this festival, help with some of the entertainment. Looks like they've got a good lineup of bands. I just saw the list of performers this year.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Looks like it'll be good. Have some activities for kids, some art activities, some music activities. That'll be this Saturday right here, we should say right in front of the radio station.
Yes.
Starting at 10 a.m. through 10 p.m. So check that out on Saturday. It'll be a good time. Another one that I wanted to mention was the Knights of Columbus. They are working on installing a safe baby box at the Rochester Fire Station. An anonymous way for parents to be able to get children that they may not be able to care for to somebody that can. So a really neat project. These are popular in other communities, but we don't have this option right now in Rochester. So thanks to the Knights of Columbus, we'll be providing them with a grant of $10,000 from community support grants and also from our community health funds, including the Brent Blackadder Memorial Fund and the Hope Hospice Legacy Fund, to be able to help support this project and appreciate all the efforts of the Knights of Columbus and offering this opportunity to, in essence, save children's lives.
Yes.
So, one other that I wanted to mention was the Akron Lions Club. You like fish?
I do.
Okay. If you haven't been to one of their fish fries, I encourage you to check it out. This is a pretty amazing project. They do once a month, do fish fries. We're able to help them purchase a automated breading machine. I didn't know that these existed for fish, but pretty neat process, and help with purchase some additional fryers. If you've ever been to a fish fry and been through the drive-through, you know that it often backs up all the way down the road. So they do an amazing job of providing so much support in the Akron area for community needs. I did get a request to mention that their next fish fry is going to be September 18th, and it starts at 4 p.m. And this one is actually going to benefit Dale Heltzel, who's a gentleman in the Akron community that has been dealing with some medical issues. So
Okay.
If you'd like fish, it doesn't come much better than the Akron Lions Club fish fries. So
Absolutely.
again, September 18th, starting at 4 p.m. Get there early, or it may be sold out because they sell a lot of fish. So
It goes quick. Once they start, it's just nonstop.
it does. So all right. Well, those are some of the current events that are going on with the foundation. Today we have a couple of special guests with us. We have representing the Outlet Youth Center, Jason C. and Patience Heisey. Welcome to the program this morning. We'll probably start off with Jason here. For folks that may not be familiar with the Outlet Youth Center, tell us a little bit about the history of the organization.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you, Brian, for having us on and being able to share something that Patience and I are passionate about, is the youth in our community. And so about 2018, I was approached by Pastor Larry Pyatt and Jana Vance. Was called into a meeting with them talking about what a youth center would look like in the community. And Larry had a connection with a youth center in Wabash. And so we kind of brainstormed that, and I was brought in, being part of the Fulton County Hope program. They're looking at connecting people with resources, or figuring out where those gaps are at, where resources might be needed. And so that brought me into that conversation. And so we did just several group community meetings and outreaches where our conversations just continue to evolve, and we found a group of like-minded people that we formed a board. We created a nonprofit. We secured a building, and all through 2019 we were ready to launch in 2020, and of course we know what 2020 looked like, and we did. Through all of this.
What better time to open a youth center than in the middle of a pandemic?
We thought how crazy things continue to get, but we recognized the need for the youth and the support of our community to support this has been really overwhelming, and just continues to ensure us what we're doing is the right thing.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of how we got here.
And tell us maybe a little bit about the purpose of the organization. I know there were some initial goals, and those things will evolve over time, but tell us a little bit about the purpose that the youth center is filling.
So part of the initial conversation was that there was a group of students that put together business plans, and their business plan was a youth center. And the key words that they tried to sell this youth center was a safe, secure place that they could call their own. And so we wanted a safe place where they could land, that they could consider their own. And so we used that to formulate our mission, which we're faith-based, we're youth-driven, and we're community-minded. So we want to, just instill in the youth positive life choices. We want to partner with community through, obviously financial support's a big component of that, but also programming. We've reached out to some 4-H clubs. We're with Purdue Extension. Many churches are coming in and helping. So it's really neat to see the community physically get involved and support this. And then also, not only do we want the youth to recognize their personal life choices, but what they can give back to our community as well. So that's what we hope to do.
Well, that brings us up to, I guess, a present time maybe, and so I'm going to ask Patience Heisey, who's the director of the Youth Center, to tell us a little bit about the Youth Center, maybe give us some ideas about the ages that you serve, some of the programs that you're offering.
Definitely, I can do that. We generally serve grades 6 through 12, and they can come in for an after-school program 3 days a week and hang out with us, and we give them food, and we do some STEM activities, and we do art, and we do a lot of just keeping them busy and hanging out. A lot of games. We also have a really cool program called the Preschool Book Club, and we started that last October because the Lions Club was very interested in getting literacy to the community. And so we came up with the idea that we would invite the preschoolers and their parents to come and hang out at the Youth Center for an hour every week, and we would do a story, a craft, music, and snacks. And that program has just exploded. We average, during the school year, between 15 and 18 kids, and over the summer we had up to 40 kids in the Youth Center just for the book club. So that was a lot of fun. This summer, we started a new program now that COVID kind of lifted a little bit. We met at the park. We called it Fridays at the Park from 2 to 4. And this was open to the entire community. So it wasn't just students ages or grades 6 through 12. Anyone was available to come to this. And we did a couple crafts. Some of them we did this summer. We tie-dyed beach towels. And we made some sun catchers. We did a lot of messy stuff. Oh, we made stress balls out of cornstarch, and that was real messy. We also played some games with them, and we ended every Friday with the ice cream time. So we would set out a bunch of toppings, and they would get to make ice cream sundaes before they went home. And that was a cool program. We got to meet a lot of the community. We had 2 kids that come here every summer from California to hang out with Grandma and Grandpa. And they would come and hang out and tell us all about California, and then they'd tell us how excited they were to be hanging out at the park with us, and they would come to book club as well. So that was kind of fun. This year, with COVID lifting a little bit more, we are adding a couple programs. We are adding 5th quarters, which is for high school students only, and they can come after any home football game and come and hang out at the youth center, and we'll have pizza and snacks and games and music. And I've actually had a special request for this Friday, our first one. They want homemade brownies, so I'll be baking up a storm.
I'm noticing a theme here, food.
Yes. Did you actually know that 90% of arguments stem from people being hungry? And that's why we feed them all the time. We don't have any arguments. It's wonderful.
So if you're angry, eat something.
Just eat some food. It's great.
It's like the Snickers commercial, right?
I think I can pass as a high schooler and come and hang out with you.
Come on, hang out. We need volunteers. Perfect.
You mentioned some of the, well, actually Jason mentioned some of the programs, partnerships with like Extension. I know one of the things you've been doing is some cooking classes.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we do Grub Club. We partner with Purdue Extension. Jessica comes out and hangs out with us, and the first Tuesday of the month we do meals in a mug. So we teach them how to make different foods just in a coffee mug and a microwave. Okay. And so far the most popular has been spaghetti. I think each one of the kids had.
It's all made in a mug and a microwave.
About 5 minutes.
Okay.
And they dirtied all my mugs that day because they kept going back for seconds and thirds and just kept making it over and over again. And then on the third Tuesday, we make a meal together. So we've made chicken and rice casserole. We've done fajitas. We have a lot of stuff coming up. I think we want to do like a big spaghetti dinner, lasagna. a pot roast, and then we all sit down and eat it together, family style, and just hang out and have some conversations. And it's actually been so popular that now I lead it on the other Tuesdays, because the kids come in and they say, "What are we cooking today?" And they caught me off guard once. They won't catch me off guard again. I'll always have some food ready to cook.
Yeah. And then I know you have things like art club and some STEM clubs. Maybe talk a little bit about those opportunities for students.
Yeah, so because we are open in the afternoon for 2.5 hours, I found that the kids get a little restless if they don't have something directed to do. So between 4 and 5, 3:30 to 4, sometime in there, we bring out the crafts. We've done, let me think here. We've done painted rocks. We've painted. We've done some yarn art. We've made soap. We do a lot of different things that they don't necessarily get a chance to do outside of the center. And then in STEM Club, my husband leads that actually. And we have marble runs, which seem to be the biggest popular thing right now. We also do some electronics work with some electronics kits. We have strawbees, which are straws that you can put together to build things, and then we have motors that go in them so the kids can make robots. I actually was just contacted by an employee of Purdue about getting one of their STEM programs at the youth center, so I'm meeting with her next week. So that's super exciting.
I think one day I walked in and they were using 3D pens.
Yes, we have 3D pens, and the kids are really, really, really good at it. We started out just making their initials, and now they've gone on to making like houses and animals, like 3D.
I think I saw a minion one day.
Yes. Yes, there is a minion up on the radio.
Cool. So, well, tell us a little bit about the hours of the youth center, when students can participate in this, and how they can get involved.
Okay, so the students can come right after school on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and they can stay until 4:30 or till 5:30. And then preschoolers can come at 10:30. Well, we open the doors at 10 o'clock if they want to come early, and stay until 11:30 for the preschool program. And then we're also open during the day for the community to make appointments for, if anybody needs a shower facility, we'll provide everything for them. If they need to do laundry, they can come in and do laundry. We actually have Manitow Training Center that comes in once a week, and they clean the restrooms for me, and then they get to hang out and use the facility. Since it's not being used at that time, they kind of get out of their building and get to another safe building to hang out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then volunteers, you mentioned you're always looking for volunteers. If somebody says, "Hey, I want to be a part of this organization, or I want to share my skills," how would they do that?
All right, so we are always looking for volunteers. They can go to our website, theoutletyouthcenter.org, and there's a volunteer application on there. Honestly, all volunteers get to do is hang out with the kids. They get to play games. If you can play Uno, you can volunteer at the center. We need volunteers for the 5th quarter because that is pretty late. It will go from after the football game until 11:30 p.m. And so if you like music and food and high schoolers, definitely fill out the application and I will give you a call.
There you go, Paul.
Come on over.
Well, and also know that when, to volunteer, we're not going to just ask you to show up and be there. We've got some training that we definitely want you to go be a part of. And we do some background checks, make sure that it's safe, who's coming into the center. And part of our volunteer and part of our purpose is to create some tutoring opportunities and some mentorship. So we really want to engage with the kids so that they have some adult mentorship outside of the home as well. So come out, be a volunteer, and I know you'll be impacted as much as the kids will be impacted if you do that.
Well, we've been speaking with Patience Heisey and Jason C. of the Outlet Youth Center. I guess this would be a time for, if you want to put in a plug for support. I know you guys have been very successful in fundraising, but getting to the point where it's time to do some more fundraising.
Sure.
So if somebody's listening and says, "Hey, sounds like an organization I'd either like to know more about or donate," maybe tell us about some of those needs or how they would go about doing that.
Sure. So we were very grateful for the initial support we got to get started. And we're now looking at a new strategic plan and looking what that is to be sustainable. And programming isn't cheap. just operating a building and everything that goes into that, takes expense. So if you are willing, is there a donate button on our?
There is.
There's a way to donate on our website, which is the outletyouthcenter.org. And we are also looking at partnering with the Community Foundation, for the Giving Tuesday and making an endowment that way. So reach out. We'd be more than willing to take what you're willing to offer, not only financially, but also in person with some volunteers.
Yeah, and maybe give us contact information if somebody's listening and wants to get in contact with the center.
Yeah, they can give me a call at the center at 223-5437 and leave a message, because I am in and out, often going to meeting with different people. And then they can shoot me an email. I'll probably respond to that much quicker. It's outletyouthcenter@gmail.com. And then you can stop by. I actually have a student intern this year, so I'm typically at the center from 9 to about 12:30 every day now, because she's there and we hang out and we get some work done. So feel free to stop by if you have any questions.
Yeah.
At 602 Main Street.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jason Heisey and I knew I was going to do it. Jason C. and Patient Heisey from the Outlet Youth Center, thank you for joining us today. Thank you to you and all the board and all the volunteers that have made this possible. I know this conversation has been going on in our community as long as I can remember, and it's just never gotten past that critical mass point, and now this organization is up and running and available for students. So if you're interested, I'd encourage you to check it out, and thank you to everybody involved with the Youth Center for making this opportunity possible for students in our community. Well, just a reminder about a few things. Fulton County Lilly Community Endowment Scholarship application, that's due September 2nd. So get that filled out if you're interested in applying for that. Fulton County Women's Giving Circle video grant applications, those are due on August 30th, which is next Monday. Make sure you get that completed if you're working on that. If you have any questions on either of those, any technical difficulties, don't hesitate to give us a call. You can give us a call, 224-3223. I'm going to have to program myself to get that 574 in there here in the near future. But you can find the grant applications or some of the information we talked about today on our website, nicf.org. We're on Facebook under Northern Indiana Community Foundation, and I should say, if you can get to our office, I know there's construction on 9th Street, but we are located on 227 East 9th Street. You may have to come in through side roads, but we are there 8 to 4:30 every day, Monday through Friday. And we'd love to sit down and answer any questions, talk about ideas, or see how we can help folks listening make Rochester and Fulton County and Akron and Kewanna and Fulton a better place to live, work, and play. So,
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, Brian. We'll talk to you again next month.
looking forward to it.